Please.
Namaskaram, Guruji. I perceive that I am nothing.
Then why are you talking?
Is it the right perception? I perceive that I am nothing. Is it the right perception?
Please sit down. I've always been warning people of reading spiritual books because this is the danger. Because somebody is trying to express something which is not in the logical realm. But when you put it into language and words, it has to be logical, all right? How else can you say it? So, the moment they say something at one level, you will read it and perceive another level. And now, see if you… whatever your name is. What's your name?
Sri Ram.
Only Sri Ram, no Jai.
Deep, deep.
Okay. So, now, because somebody has told you your identities are a problem, you must not be identified, you must be like nothing. Now you call yourself nothing. All that happens is, no, he's sincere about what he's saying. All that happens is change of name. Instead of Sri Ram, nothing. Nothing changes. Because if you sit here, if you have no sense of body, if you have not identified, your psychological and physiological process are little away from you, you're actually nothing. Do not understand, because the word nothing has negative connotations. You are nothing means you're no good. Hello? In social context. No, you must put a hyphen between no and thing. You are no thing, you're not a thing anymore. You're a thing. When you're identified with the body, you're a thing, isn't it? Hello? This is a thing. What was something else became something else, that we put it here and this became this thing. So when you're identified with physicality or you experience life as a physical process, you are a thing. Now, if there is little distance, you don't have to tell yourself, I'm nothing. You know you are not those things. So, should I say, okay, if I am not this thing or that thing, am I nothing? Don't say that. Language limitations will lead us there. If you're not something, you must be nothing. But nothing also becomes another kind of definition, isn't it? Hello? Nothing means something that you cannot define. But once again, nothingness or you being nothing becomes another kind of definitions. When you say, is this the right perception? That's not a perception. That is a definition that you're trying to take upon yourself, that I am nothing. And don't ever go and tell anybody, I'm nothing, tell them I'm Sri Ram. Because in the world you must be Sri Ram. Even though Sri Ram himself came, how much trouble he had, though he was Sri Ram. If he said, I'm nothing, what would happen to him? Hello? Because somebody is always trying to make nothing out of you. Yes? Yes or no? Those of you who are living in protected atmospheres may not understand. If you go out into the world, somebody is always trying to make nothing out of you. So you don't go and tell them, I am nothing. If you distance yourself from the some things that you have gathered, your money, your wealth, your home, your car, your body, your mind, things that you gathered, if you keep little distance, you're not those things, that's all. Then what are you? Live it. Why should it be defined? Because life is a possibility, it's not a definition, isn't it? Life is just an effervescent possibility, it is not a definition. Body is a definition. Your psychological structure is a definition. Your personality is a definition. But life is not a definition. So, in the world, I'm Sri Ram. Within myself, I'm just a piece of life. What is life? Is it something or nothing? Don't go there, because you're trying to do everything. You know, I have told you about Mubarak Mechanical Works. I have. I'll go on fast forward, okay? So this is way back when I'm riding across India on a 250cc two-stroke motorcycle, which I can't imagine now what I'm riding, how did I even ride that piece of metal? But for those days, that was the fastest thing on the road, and there were not much roads. So, I was traveling and I'm somewhere. I don't know whether I had crossed Madhya Pradesh into Uttar Pradesh or I was somewhere on the border, somewhere there. I could have crossed or I was just this side of the border, somewhere there. Whole night I've been riding. Morning around 6:45 or so, I stopped near a tea shop because I generally lived in the tea shops and dabbas. I always had a small little tent and a sleeping bag, but I never checked into any hotels. Riversides and forests and tea shops and dabbas is where I traveled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done so much distance. I didn't have the money to stay in hotels and travel like that. Travel was important, comfort was not important, so I went. So I stopped and, after a full night's ride through what people perceive as roads, but not roads. Okay? That's how roads were at that time, especially that part of the country. And it's hard on the body, then I stop and having my morning tea. And those days, the quality of the chain that drives the motorcycle is such that if you drive 1200, 1500 kilometers, it'll be clock, 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 clock. You have to tighten it, you have to… there are things to do. It's not difficult, but it's messy. Your hands get messy, then you need to find soap and wash it off, otherwise it's all greasy stuff. Then I'm drinking tea and I see opposite there's a small shack which says Mubarak Mechanical Works. I thought, why not ask this guy to fix my chain, Then I called this boy, one young strapling youth, "Hey, can you fix my chain?" That's… my Hindi is only South Indian pride won't let me learn Hindi. Then He comes with a chisel and a hammer and he wants to… I said, "What? You don't have any other tools?" He said, "What? This tool? I said, "Good." And then I go into his shack and see if he's got some other tools that I can use. He doesn't have any tools, he's running a mechanical workshop and he's got only chisel and hammer. With that, he opens everything. You know, there's a way to open all the nuts and bolts with chisel and hammer. Those days, there were people like this, that whatever the main nuts are there, they would chisel it in such a way and there is a indentation, so that next time on the road when you want to do something, there is already a indentation. Because nobody used to have proper tools, people are just going around. Unless you go to a proper garage, there are no tools. So I said, "Oh, with this chisel and hammer you're going to do my motorcycle?" I said, "No. He said, "No, I can do it." He's very eager for morning business. I said, "No, you don't touch my motorcycle, because if that guy touches it, after that, nobody else can touch it." So you don't become like this, that you have one instrument for doing everything. You have a silly little mind. I'm calling it a silly little mind, even if you're a very intelligent person. If you're a PhD, I'm telling you, you have a silly little mind compared to the cosmic intelligence that is here. Hello? Yes or no? So this little intellect, with little data that it has, you want your intellect to be sharp, right? Only 3 guys wanted sharp? Okay. I thought ladies gave up. Okay. So, if I give you a sharp instrument, with that only if you try to do everything, you will be in tatters. Hello? You can cut with a knife. If you try to sew with a knife, I think all the recent fashions, I think, came out of that, you know? Somebody is trying to stitch with a knife and the whole thing is gone. So, don't try to handle everything with one instrument. Doesn't work like that. So with your intellect, you think you can do everything. No. There are some things your intellect can do wonderfully well, but the rest of it cannot be done that way. You need other tools. But you've been only to the regular schools which were created just to make you into a clerk or a manager at the most. In that school, they taught you how to use only one instrument. They never taught you how to use other faculties within you. So most human beings have become people with one instrument. Whatever you say, they put out their knife like this. I think we should go, it's time. Yes, it is, it's 8 o'clock. Just one more question, we'll stop because dinner, you know.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I'm here. I'm Swati, I'm from Sadhana Pada. My heartfelt gratitude to you, Sadhguru, for offering like Sadhana Pada for us. Thank you so much. And my question is, I heard 2 sayings, Sadhguru, Swadharmo Paramo Dharmaha and Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. What is Swadharma? What is the difference between Swadharma and Dharma? And one more thing, sorry.
One more scripture you're going to quote?
No, not like that. Swadharma means, is it, it varies person to person or from role to role? Like, what is my Swadharma as a mother, as a being, or like as a disciple of Sadhguru? How can I know my Swadharma? Thank you, Sadhguru.
See, Shankaran Pillai and his friend were trekking in the Arizona desert. harsh climate. And in some places, there are vipers, so deadly snakes. So they were sitting and having a little meal. A snake came and bit his friend in his backside. Because he was sitting. He was walking, it would have bit his leg, but he was sitting, so they got him here. Then the friend started screaming in pain because this is something that affects your nervous system, so excruciating pain spreads. Then Shankaran Pillai said, "Let me get a doctor," and he pulled out his cell phone and there was no reception, so he ran to a high place which was almost 2 kilometers away. And then he got a doctor, emergency, and he said like this kind of snake has bit my friend, what should I do? So the doctor said, immediately cut up, like a cross mark where the injury is, and suck out all the blood and spit it out, suck out all the blood and spit it out. Then Shankaran Pillai came back. The friend asked the friend asked, what did the doctor say? He was screaming in pain. So Shankaran Pillai said, doctor said you will die. So, see, the word dharma means, we must understand, dharma is not a religion, as today it is being used. Dharma means the law. There is an ultimate law which governs all life. But physical laws, the law that governs grasshopper's life and your life are different. Hello? Yes or no? Grasshopper doesn't like this darshan. You're occupying the entire Unfortunately, he cannot bite. So his dharma is different, your dharma is different. So my dharma and your dharma, is it always clashing with each other? This is why there is an ultimate dharma, the law that governs all life, animate and inanimate. So first thing is to establish yourself. I know you're quoting Krishna in a very, in a cut and paste, WhatsApp way. First thing he said is, yogastaha kuru karmani, establish yourself in yoga and then all the other dharmas. For a raja there is one dharma, for a soldier there is one dharma, for the warrior there is another dharma, husband one dharma, wife one dharma, parents dharma, children's dharma. These are all different interests. Hello? What is good for the husband may not be good for the wife. What is good for the parents may not be good for the children. What is good for the children may not be good for the parents. So these are life situations where at every transaction we could get into a clash. Possible. So now we are driving. We are supposed to drive on the left side of the street in India at least. But some people here who wanting to go to America, they're practicing on the right side. Their intention is they want to go somewhere, so already they're practicing on the right side, what to do. Now, if all of us break the law, everybody will be in a mess, isn't it? One person breaks the law and he thinks he's a hero. No entry, boom, I went off. Nobody caught me, wow, feel like a hero. But if everybody is doing that, we know where to pick you up. Kayantasthanam. So, first thing is establish yourself in yoga. Yoga means it is a dharma. That is, yoga means union. First establish yourself in this. Right now, your interests are different, my interests are different, that is different, this is different, grasshopper is crying, what is this nonsense? This darshan going on and all these people sitting on my territory. They want to go to sleep, but their whole habitat is taken, all right? So, every life, not just in species, every life, our contradictory dharmas are there, isn't it? So first thing is establish yourself in yoga, that you know, though right now you're going this way, I'm going this way, essentially this is the same thing. This you establish. Then other dharmas, you make it in such a way you don't bang into each other at every point. But now you're in war, that's a situation there. Now somebody is talking peace. You should have talked peace well before. Now you're in the battlefield and talk peace. He's saying your dharma is as a warrior to fight. If you run away, nobody will see that you're aspiring for peace, people will see you're a bloody coward. Hello? If you run away from the battlefield, you will be a coward, not a peaceful person, isn't it? So in that context, he's talking about swadharma. Swa means two things. Myself, me is one swa. Myself is another swa. So you can refer to swa as the deepest core of who you are, or you can refer to swa as, see, we must understand this. If I can suck out all the oxygen from this atmosphere right now for myself, you will go. This may look like a ridiculous example, but this is all the time happening, this is all the conflict is among human beings, isn't it? One person is trying to take a little more than the other, yes or no? Whatever there is, it may not be oxygen, something else. Oxygen also, it happened 2 years ago. Happened, isn't it? So, swadharma means this, there are two levels of swa. First thing is yogastaha kuru karmani. First establish yourself in yoga before you enter into action in the world. When it comes to action, for each one of us there is a different dharma. You crafting your dharma in such a way that you can pass through this crowd with least amount of resistance is your dharma. Whichever way there will be some resistance, some friction. But if you create maximum friction, you won't go anywhere, nobody will go anywhere, isn't it? Hello? This is a profound wisdom in this culture. Even recently, one of the political leaders in the country, when they were asked about this conflict that's happening in the world, he just said one sentence, this is the wisdom of the sages. This is not an era of war. Because we are not carrying sticks and fighting, we are not even carrying swords and fighting. Our instruments of war are such, it is no more an era of war. You can't settle things that way. If you try to settle things that way, the friction will burn up everything. It could burn up everything. Right now, people are talking about a possible nuclear conflagration, all right? It's being spoken about right now. as if it could be anywhere soon. And possible, a couple of mistakes somebody does means it could go in that direction. So, first thing is this, that you establish yourself in yoga. Establish yourself in yoga means, Sadhguru, which asana should I be sitting in, Padmasana or… That's why you may become too egoistic about your asanas. I gave you Ardha Siddhasana. Siddhasana means become like this because postures are not about you becoming big, it's about stability. You sit here, you're stable, you're comfortable and stable. Sukham Stiram Asana. You're comfortable and stable. This is your asana. This is not about like this. That is for wrestlers who built muscles who can't turn their neck, you know. If you can't turn your neck, you're crippled, hello? Maybe you have the arms of a gorilla, but you can't turn your neck. Crippled, isn't it? So, don't go into all that. Is it true? Is it true if you are willing to even intellectually, even the silly little intellect can see that all of us at least have come from the same soil? Hello? Grasshopper also? Grass also? Everything. And we go back to the same thing. Even if you don't understand cosmic consciousness, at least you understand the building material for who you are right now. You're experiencing yourself only as body. Even this body is in unity with everything, isn't it? All of us are breathing air from the same bubble. Yes or no? So at least that much if you know, then whichever direction you want to go, you will have to make one kind of dharma for that. But make that… you will… once you're conscious, this is all one, you will make that kind of dharma which will go through with least amount of resistance. Otherwise, you'll go head-on with everything. We'll leave it there, it's because there's one dharma which is common, hello? Whatever other things we may do or not do. Bhikshahal dharma must happen even if you're not coming for morning Guru Puja or sadhana hall, nothing. Bhiksha hall, common dharma, isn't it? We need to go.
हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश नाए। हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं